State of the Real Estate Market. This is the March edition. For all of those who are out there and who are actually tuning in, we greatly appreciate you. And those who are actually watching after the fact, I understand sometimes the timing of these aren't always convenient, 100% convenient. So we definitely appreciate everybody tuning in and just really catching the insight of what we have to say in regards to getting the update for the real estate market here. So lo and behold, let's go ahead and dive on in as we typically do each month. We go ahead and get the update. We make sure that everybody is in tune. If this is your first time actually tuning in, well, we want to welcome you, and then also make sure that you're aware of what we do with this particular platform. With this particular platform, what we're doing is making people aware. I mean, there's so much that's going on right now that people are not fully aware of what opportunities are out there in regards to the real estate market. So definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. So let's go ahead and get this started here. So start this here. It's always interesting, guys. We're always making this interesting. So, okay. Flip flop this. Voila. All right. So, guys, hey, State of the Real Estate Market. This is the March edition. If you guys are trying to contact me or want to contact me, feel free to DM me or message me on the social media platform that you are on. This is a platform that we not only talk about buying, selling, and investing in real estate, but we also talk about building generational wealth, as well as hot topics regarding different entrepreneurship topics that are out there. Be sure to like, subscribe to the YouTube channel or any of the platforms that we're on. Typically, you can find me on social media at Chris Brown RE Pro. Yes, that's where you will find me. And let's go ahead and dive. We can go ahead and dive into this, have some fun today, and give you guys the latest and greatest of what's happening in the real estate world. So we want to make sure everybody's staying up to date in that regards. Pull this here. Let's get back to here. Make sure we're sharing the right information. All right, like, subscribe. There you guys go. I believe we're all on task here. All right, so how's the real estate market trending right now in 2024? I see that we're more or less in a holding pattern compared to the previous month. Last month's market update, I was giving you guys some updates on how things were trending towards the end of the year. It really seems that the inventory is starting to come back to the market, and that's the combination of resale as well as new construction. With a couple of reports that are out there, it does seem that the interest rates have not made a significant change as of yet. And that being said, without that significant change, you're not really getting that initiative or that rush of the real estate market that a lot of people are anticipating. So, but we are seeing things starting to trend where buyers' interests have increased. You can see this a lot with the new construction associations, the building associations that are out there. They're starting to monitor that information. With that also being said, new construction is being more of a competitor. And so if you are in a market where new construction is there and you're thinking about reselling your current home, well, then that is something that you have to consider, really taking focus on, what to expect and what other things that you will need to do in order to get your property. So these are things that I've been going over, continuously going over, giving you different tips on how to get your property sold in today's market. It's always something that you guys have to be aware of, just because the market it's constantly changing right now. And with the market constantly changing, we always want to make sure that we are staying abreast of how and what we need to do in order to get our property sold, especially if we're considered being in the market A lot of people that were in the market previously, and when I say previously, I mean prior to uh, the big boom that we had in regards to multiple offers being submitted. We're not in that same market anymore. So this is something that a lot of people have to adjust to. We were spoiled, totally spoiled by having that type of a market. Prices went up. Prices are still up there. You are starting to see a little bit of adjustments in certain markets. With those adjustments, people are starting to possibly buy. However, we still have the high interest rates. So we have higher prices, higher interest rates, and that does stagnate the market and just the incentive for people to actually want to sell their home and move up. And then also for people who are just looking to get into the market. So, and by buying a home. So it's a lot going on in that reference. So I always encourage people to know what's going on and to also just stay in the know. Stay in the know. And this is a platform where you can get a significant amount of information. And if you guys have specific questions, I'm always open to discussing a lot of those questions that come through. And a lot of times, you guys, my topics come from the questions that you guys submit. So I appreciate that. So continue submitting the questions. I'll continue answering them. Interest rates, we'll have a brief discussion about those as we move forward in today's presentation. So let's get this. All right. So other topics that we want to make sure that we touch bases with today is making sure that you guys are aware of any new trends to anticipate while we're looking at the market. Interest rates, it's a constant eye opener. We're constantly looking at the interest rates, kind of seeing what are they actually going to do. Are we going to see a benefit in any kind of way with these interest rates? Are they going to come down so buyers can jump into the market? But keep in mind, if people are waiting on the actual interest rates to drop, when they actually do drop, there's going to be a flood of people. So keep in mind that there are other opportunities out there regarding the interest rates. And what I mean by that is people are offering incentives. There's opportunities to actually buy down the current interest rate. And this is what sellers are actually being mindful of. They are being mindful not only of the price, but also of the interest rate. They have an opportunity to buy down the interest rate. This place or makes the property a bit more affordable. So keep that in mind. And it seems like the new construction right now is really taking advantage of that. With the prices, I did not anticipate a huge drop in prices. Some markets, like I said before, have experienced a lower price. They've received lower prices, price drops, and a lot of those properties were on the market for a while. And I can guarantee a lot of the properties that were on the market, say the past few months prior to the new year, and they came off the market, you may see them again during the springtime because people are trying to sell their homes, but they're just trying to make sure that they get what they're looking for, and they want to see what the market's actually going to do. So keep that in mind. I'm starting to see a lot of people, I'm starting to see signs in yards, but not the actual, I see sign posts that are in yards, but not the actual sign on it. So it tells me that, hey, they're thinking about selling and they've already had that discussion, but they have a plan of when they're actually going to place properties on the market. So it's kind of a situation where stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Once they start seeing values go up for their particular home or where they want it to be, that's when they're going to place their property on the market, or when they start seeing similar properties sell on the market. So it's kind of a, are you the first person? Are you going to be the pioneer and actually place your property on the market, or are you going to just kind of follow everyone else? Once another property sells, you jump on the market. So it's going to be a back and forth game. I know it for a fact. So keep that in mind as we are moving forward with this selling season. So other things to consider with the market update is our seller trends. It's going back to the traditional ways of getting a property sold, things that you need to make sure that you're paying attention to, upgrades if you have them. And this is becoming more of a competition with even the builders. If you're reselling your home and you're competing with builders, builders right now are even adding additional. And when I say additional, I mean they are adding additional incentives to what they have out there. Additional incentives, like for instance, I know there's a particular builder. They are starting off a phase, and every method is different. They're starting off, they're building a new community, but the first phase they're actually using, say, granite and certain kitchen styles in phase one. Okay, they're getting people interested, but they already have it planned that they already know that, say, uh, in phase two of this community, that the same homes that they're building, they're actually going to be upgrading the kitchen. They're actually going to be upgrading the bathroom, especially with the countertops. Instead of using granite, they're going to actually use quartz. So this is another incentive to get buyers to come in, because it's like, hey, why would I want to move into that community? And it was like, well, these are some of the upgrades that we've offered. So not only we've done quartz countertops, but they also, with this particular builder, they have different packages like ceiling fan packages or light packages that they're going to add in that they typically charge for. So they're starting to plan ahead. They're starting to see what people are interested in. And then you have some builders, they're just starting off out the gate like that. Say, hey, we're not using granite anymore. No, we're going to use quartz countertops in our kitchen. We're going to use quartz in the master bathroom, use quartz in all of the bathrooms, countertops in all of the bathrooms. So this is something that a lot of builders, and even if you're in the market right now, these are things that you need to pay attention to, because they're not going to tell you this offhand unless until you get in there. And if you have one of the lower upgrades, they're definitely not going to tell you. They're going to tell you benefits of something else about the property. And then you have some builders, and this is how you can tell the difference between some builders, because some builders haven't had a need to make these adjustments because this is something that they've already offered their particular in their particular homes. And some people are like, well, why is this? It's like, say, for townhomes, this townhome is more expensive than the other one, but it looks very similar. But you're not paying attention to the upgrades that are being offered. Like I said, some builders have already been in this game of actually having the additional upgrades. And then you have other builders who were giving people a similar product, but it didn't have all the bells and whistles, giving them the opportunity to add it later versus now. So kind of adding value later versus having the value up front. So you're going to see a big shift in that. And it's already out there. It's been out there for a little bit. Now you're really seeing it. And then also with the incentives, like with another community that I've been working with, they have interest rates at 5.5%. VA, FHA, 5.5%. So 5.5%, a lot of people are buying homes and they're paying 7, 8%. Pay attention to the incentives. It makes a big difference. It makes a difference because this is going to be a commitment. And with the incentives, this is what's going to encourage particular buyers and then also sellers to place their property on the market because they're looking to actually upgrade themselves. A lot of them are looking to upgrade. Some are looking to downgrade. And when I say downgrade, more like downsize. I don't want to say downgrade, but upsize, downsize, or just move across town. That's what the process is right now. So keep that in mind as we're paying attention to the market. One of the other big things that I've been telling you guys about the market update is that we have to pay attention to the election year. I'm still sticking to my theory regarding the election year and gas. I feel that we're going to experience, and we've already started experiencing it. The gas prices are going to go up. And then as we get closer to that election year or election time, excuse me, because we're in the election year, the price is going to drop. And it's going to be a big drop. It's not going to be a small drop, but it's going to be a big drop. And when we see that, you're going to see that. It's been like that for the past few elections. I've been around for a little bit, so I've had an opportunity to experience this. So I'm sticking to my theory. Let's see what happens. Everything's always different post-pandemic and all the other craziness that is going on. But keep that in mind. Gas prices are they're gonna go up, and then they're going to have a big drop. It's not going to just be a little drop. You're going to see a significant drop where it's like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get gas right now while the prices are low. So pay attention to that. Let's see if that theory of mine still continues to play forth with the real estate market. So I hope all is well with that. All right. One with the politics, as let's get back on topic, with the politics in the election year, just recently, Uncle Joe has proposed a new tax credit for individuals to help encourage or strengthen the housing market. Okay. So I wanted to show you guys a short video that I was of this so that you guys can kind of get a general idea of what is going on because let's do this here. Because these are things that we have to pay attention to. I'm not sure if it, I don't tell anybody how to vote or anything like that. I'm not super big into the whole politics, but it is something to pay attention to because it does impact what's going on. So, especially when it comes to real estate, anything that has something to do with real estate, I'm usually tuning in just to kind of see how it impacts it. And lately, past few years, it's had a big impact dealing with politics and how they do different things, how they make different decisions, not only for the whole United States, but also for your local government, your local state. So be sure to pay attention to that, especially if it's in regards to the taxes are involved, because for every action, there's a reaction. So keep that in mind. But we're going to go ahead and let's do this. Let's get this information out for you. All right, so let's share this with you guys. All right, we have that going, and then we're going to go here because we want to make sure that we can hear what is going on. Here we go.
I know the cost of housing is so important to you. If inflation keeps coming down, mortgage rates will come down as well, and the Fed acknowledges that. But I'm not waiting. I want to provide an annual tax credit that will give Americans $400 a month for the next 2 years as mortgage rates come down, to put toward their mortgages when they buy their first home or trade up for a little more space. Just for 2 years. And my administration is also eliminating title insurance on federally backed mortgages. When you refinance your home, you can save $1,000 or more as a consequence. For millions of renters, we're cracking down on big landlords who use antitrust law, who break antitrust laws by price fixing and driving up rents. We've cut red tape so builders can get federally financing, which is already helping build a record 1.7 million new housing units nationwide. Now pass and build and renovate 2 million affordable homes and bring those rents down.
Real estate investors, what if it's...
Well, hey, there you go. Like I said, for I'm sure, with that proposal, everybody's going to look at both sides. What's the pros? What's the cons to it? For the action, what's the reaction? What should we anticipate? That's how the world goes. Let's just be honest. For every action, there's a reaction. We'll see what happens. Everybody's trying to stimulate the market in some kind of way, trying to get things going. What group of people are going to actually benefit from this? And that's what it comes down to, what's in it for me. A lot of people are asking that. So another short bit of information I wanted to share with you guys is that, listings are starting to surge a little bit. And what I mean by listings starting to surge, a lot of people are starting to place their properties back on the market. They really anticipate during the springtime that we're going to see additional activity. So this is another article, and I tell you guys, I'm not making this stuff up when I come to you guys, but this is a lot of research, just trying to find out what the big people are saying. What are the economists saying about the industry right now? What do they feel is going to happen? These people that get paid big bucks to observe this. But this is an article that was with Redfin. Redfin says housing market update, listing surge, luring some buyers off of the fence. And those are those buyers who are thinking about buying, but near record housing cost prices, others out. So people are still getting priced out. People are still getting priced out. People are still getting priced out in the market. A lot of times, a lot of people that were first-time home buyers, they were actually buying single-family homes. And what I mean by single-family homes, they were actually buying an actual home with a yard, versus now it seems like those individuals who were able to buy those single-family homes with a yard, they're looking more at townhomes. So as we know, with the townhome, your neighbor is next to you. There's still that private piece to it. You have a much smaller backyard. You're not placing a pool in your backyard with the townhome. So the options that are out there are different. And those who were barely into the market of being able to buy a home, they may not even be in the market. And that's what that's what's happening to a lot of people. They've been getting priced out because of the prices of the homes. What's going to happen? I don't know. A lot of people, if they are first-time home buyers, they need to look at different incentives that are out there. Down payment, see if the home qualifies for down payments, see if there's any type of grants or anything that are out there for those type of buyers for you can buy a particular home. What I encourage my sellers to do is, one, offer different incentives. There's so many different it's kind of like reverse marketing, whereas not only am I marketing my client's home to potential buyers, but I'm also educating buyers that say, hey, if you look at this particular home, or you may qualify for these particular incentives, so whether it be down payments, interest rates, buy downs. But I'm letting them know, because hopefully they're not just looking at the price. They want to see what's in the descriptive to see what incentives are involved. The more incentives, the more interest that potential buyers will have in a particular home. So with that being said, sellers that are on the market or thinking about being on the market, really encourage and push the incentives. That's going to be a heavy marketing piece, besides making sure that the property looks good, besides the fact that the property needs to be updated, and anticipate that. Buyers are a bit more pickier at this time, and they have less options. If they're going to spend the higher prices, higher interest rates, they really want to know what they're getting themselves into. So look at the incentives, especially if you are selling to a first-time home buyer or VA. Look at those incentives and opportunities that are out there. All right. So guys, with that being said, there's so much going on in the market. I appreciate you guys tuning in and just getting the latest and greatest. I appreciate everyone that has an opportunity to not only look at this particular podcast or video, look at the recording, share this information, just knowing that, hey, that you're going to get the market update. I do this monthly with the update. I do a lot of other different videos as well, so that you guys can just stay in the loop of what is actually going on in the real estate market. So stay tuned. Be sure to do so. Be sure to like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We definitely appreciate everyone doing that. If you guys are trying to find me on social media, feel free to do that as well. You can find me at Chris Brown RE Pro. Contact information is there. Once again, I appreciate you guys. Thank you once again. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'm doing it all, guys. I'm doing it all. So thanks once again. And you guys take care. Stay in the real estate market with yours truly, Chris Brown. Here, guys.